Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys, the 3rd of April, Good Friday, the beginning of Easter weekend coming up. Happy Easter to all who celebrate. We are at 76 degrees now, on our way to 83, and a slight chance of showers at 10% for today. Tonight, the low of 73, mostly clear, breezy. Tomorrow, slight chance of showers, and 83 will be your high. And we're going to say good morning to Maureen Dunleavy. She's Regional Senior Vice President for the Guidance Care Center. Good morning to you, Maureen.
Good morning, Michael.
Hi there. So thanks for being here and welcome to Zoom. This program runs on Keys Living TV channel 27 locally, 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock daily on the day that we air it in the morning, as well as you can get it on Roku streaming and on phone apps for Keys Living TV. So thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, indeed. So Guidance Care Center, let's go with a quick overview as far as Guidance Care Center, who it is, since we have some new platforms upon which we're talking to people.
Yes, fantastic. So Guidance Care Center has been in this community for almost 53 years. In May, it'll be 53 years. We have sites throughout the Keys, so Key West, Marathon, Key Largo. We have all the continuum of care, behavioral health services, everything from transportation, from mental health to substance abuse. And then today we're going to talk about transportation as well. I know we've spent a lot of time in the past talking about mental health and suicide prevention and substance use and treatment for that, opiate overdose. Those are all things we do. But one of the things that people may not be aware of is all of the enhancements we've been making to our transportation program.
Well, there has been a little bit of a gap in transportation due to funding from other agencies and governmental agencies as well. And Guidance Care Center has stepped into that void even more so than ever. You've had a transportation component, but maybe we could bring up a pictorial representation of that if we could. And there it is. So maybe you can walk us through this, Maureen, as far as what we should highlight this morning.
Perfect. So this is on our website. So for those that are listening, they can go to guidancecarecenter.org, all one word, and then go under programs and transportation. I think it's real important to know that we've been doing transportation and been the community transportation coordinator since the early 90s. So really, it's been 30 plus years that we've been doing transportation in this community. And the focus has really been on for those that are disadvantaged. So, we want to work as a community to be able to make sure people can get to whatever appointments they need. And of course, if they have other means of transportation, we want to be, as efficient and fill in those gaps. So y'all will remember that when we went in October, the county had taken their county transportation program and kind of rolled it into us expanding and enhancing what we're already doing. So like I said, we've been doing transportation for 30 plus years. That includes trips anywhere from, mile marker 11 up to the mainland. So, helping people get to appointments if they have, to do chemotherapy or dialysis or, need to get to the eye clinic. But we also have been able to do things like helping people get to their employment or to, shopping, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. So in October, we kind of expanded and said we would take that on. And we've been working to, expand and enhance. Obviously, it's a process, doesn't happen overnight, to be able to meet the needs of our community. I think one really important thing for our listeners to know is that this is not like a bus service or Uber. It is door-to-door transportation for those that are disadvantaged, and you have to be eligible and apply to be able to utilize this service. The other thing in regards to the website, if you scroll down towards the bottom where it says additional transportation services in Monroe County, it has all the links for the various, transportation providers in our community. So, and of course, Monroe County Transit is listed there, but if you click that, it goes to their website, which directs you back to us. The other really important thing is this: if you have Medicaid, then Medicaid have their own transportation programs. So you have to go through your insurance plan to schedule those trips.
Maureen Dunleavy with us. She is the Regional Senior Vice President, Guidance Care Center on Good Morning Keys. So, disadvantage, can you maybe give us a bit of the parameters as to what that means and who might be eligible?
Yes. So disadvantage means that you are, you qualify, you're eligible in one of three areas. So it either can be by age. So if you're over 60, which I know is hilarious, over 60 is considered, disadvantaged. You qualify automatically. That's probably the easiest way to qualify because you only need to submit your driver's license with your ID card with your birthday to qualify. You can also qualify by disability. That can be a physical disability, a mental disability. It can be a temporary disability where you're unable to drive for a period of time. So you'll need assistance during that window. And that, of course, is certified by, a physician or a doctor to specify what your needs are. And then the last is by income. And so if you're not able to afford to take the transit or take the bus or take the shuttle, you can qualify that way too. So if you go to the website if we go up a little bit on the website when you first get there, you can see that it lists on the left-hand side, it has the transportation. We do trips Monday through Friday from 8 to 4. And this really is an efficiency program. So it is, like I said, it's not Uber, it's not on demand. It is, a scheduled, coordinated, multi-loaded trip to be able to help all of our Monroe County residents get where they need to go within the county and then get to the mainland. So, we've talked about before when the cancer center closed in Key West, that meant people needed to go to Marathon or to Miami to get their chemotherapy. And oftentimes, if you're having some of these procedures, you can't drive yourself. And so that is what our transportation is for. On the right-hand side of the website, it has our useful PDFs, and then it has our rider handbook. It has our eligibility and application, and then it also has some other information about Title VI. And so the eligibility process is you qualify in one of those areas. You fill out the application. All of the instructions are on that PDF, which is downloaded from our website. You send that in. It usually takes about a week for all of that to be processed. And then once you're on the list to be eligible, that's good for whatever period of time, is specified by your physician. Usually we make people re-eligible every year. But of course, if you're over 60 and you already have your driver's license on file, then you don't need to reapply every year. You're going to just automatically be renewed. Where, disabilities change, your income level changes. So that is more of an annual type of enrollment. So to expect that your eligibility and application will take about a year to be processed. And then once it's processed, then you're on the list and then you can go ahead and make a reservation. So you'll see on the left-hand side, it says for transportation information or to schedule a ride, you call the main number and then press number 2 when the script starts.
Maureen Dunleavy, she is with us. This is the Regional Senior Vice President of Guidance Care Center. You can find out more at guidancecarecenter.org. We've talked on this station about the Dade Monroe Express. So there is that option for getting all the way up to the mainland, no matter where you are in the Florida Keys.
And we have a lot of people, like I said, that have to get to those specialized medical appointments on the mainland. So we do trips twice a week up to Miami-Dade. There's a trip in the morning and a trip in the afternoon. And so that way, if you're having outpatient surgery and you need to go up on the early bus, and then there's another bus that then comes back. And again, it's not like where you're standing out on the street corner waiting for the bus to come by. It is a scheduled trip where you're scheduled to go up and to come back, and it's coordinated to make it as efficient as possible. That's one of the reasons we kind of took over rolled over the county services into ours, is because, we could do it as efficiently as possible since we already were doing this.
Okay. Well, and how far in advance are reservations recommended?
So there's a couple of ways. Once you're on the list and you do make your reservation, it's 48 hours. But if it's a regular trip, and I would say 50% of our trips are what we call subscription, where you're going every week, you're always doing dialysis on certain days, or you're always doing your shopping trips on certain days. And so those will be ongoing. So you don't have to call every time to say, hey, I need to schedule my trip. But for that first trip and for other trips in the future, it has to be at least 48 hours, but it can be as far as to the future as needed. I mean, obviously, if you have a follow-up appointment at Mount Sinai, you're going to know about that, wait a lot sooner than 48 hours. So you want to schedule and get on that list as soon as possible because really we're working constantly to add people in. I mean, the schedule's always changing. So the other question that comes up is how soon am I going to know what time my pickup time is?
Hmm.
And typically what happens is the night before or the day before your scheduled pickup, you're going to receive information, a phone call, message to be able to say what time that bus is going to come pick you up. And so, because there are so many things that are changing, typically it's not before then because we're working and doing trips all the way until that 2 p.m. guideline. People are canceling, people are scheduling. So, we're working to make that happen.
Mm. Okay. Well, there's a lot of options there, and there's links to other options as well. So, this, I would assume, then ties into mental health and well being of our residents. Uh,
Absolutely. I think, but the other really important thing is this is not, you don't have to be a client with Guidance Care Center like that you're receiving behavioral health services to use this transportation. You can, and certainly will help you get to your Guidance Care Center appointments. But really, this is a community-based service for any resident. And I should say too that it also includes children, but obviously children can't ride by themselves. They have to ride with a parent who will also be on the bus with them to be able to go to the appointment. And then, of course, if they have Medicaid, again, if you scroll down on our website, you can click the Medicaid link and it will bring up all of the plans and all of the phone numbers for where you schedule your transportation. So, depending upon which Medicaid plan you have, you would contact that number to schedule transportation. So, we are not able to transport Medicaid eligible or Medicaid enrolled individuals if transportation is covered by their plan. Because again, the idea is to work together to meet the need. And so if you have another mechanism to be able to get where you need to go, we want you to use that so we can definitely ensure that we can move residents that don't have another option to where they need to go.
right. Yeah. So, people are encouraged to use the options available to them prior to seeking out Guidance Care Center transportation options, then. Yeah. Okay. Maureen Dunleavy, she's with us from the Guidance Care Center, Regional Senior Vice President. You can go to guidancecarecenter.org to find out more. I feel that we've had a pretty complete show and tell session here this morning. And there are a lot of resources there on the website. We encourage people to go and find out more about their transportation options with Guidance Care Center. Maureen, that has been very helpful, very informative. Is there anything else we should mention, though, at this time?
Sure. The other thing that I want to mention about transportation is that we will be rebranding our name. So originally our program was called Middle Keys Transportation, but we've decided to change that to Florida Keys Transportation. So we don't give off the impression that we only are transporting throughout the Middle Keys. We're transporting throughout all of the Florida Keys as well as to on the mainland. We're also working on some additional enhancements. So, if people have had any concerns about our ability to meet the need, those, we're going to be getting a web-based scheduling system. So lots of good things coming that we're working on.
Wow. Thank you, Maureen. This is quite a resource available to Monroe County. We appreciate you making this information and these services available to us. And thank you so much for being here this morning. You have a wonderful weekend and happy Easter to you.
Happy Easter to you. Thank you so much. See you next month.
Indeed. Look forward to it. Thanks, Maureen. Maureen Dunleavy, she is the Regional Senior Vice President, Guidance Care Center. Go to guidancecarecenter.org to find out more. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. We'll return in just a moment.
Key West authentic Irish pub, dining, and rooftop lounge is Celtic Conch Public House, 528 Front Street. The Celtic Conch always features delicious Irish cuisine and tasty pub grub with more than 40 Irish whiskeys, specialty cocktails, and local drafts. Ask about their daily food specials, including kids 12 and under eat free on Wednesdays when ordering from the kids menu with adult purchase of at least $25. Limit 2 children per adult, dine in only. Plus, the best in live entertainment. Monday, Milo plays from 5 to 8. Then it's Dean Dunleavy from 8 to 11. Tuesday, test your knowledge with trivia from 7 to 9. And Corey Hill plays live from 6:30 to 9:30. Wednesday features Just George from 8 to 11. Friday, Dean Dunleavy returns from 5 to 8. Saturday, come back for Dave Minneberg from 5 to 8 and Just George from 9 to 11. Then, Sunday, it's Easter with Tony Roberts live from 3 to 6. Happy Easter from the Celtic Conch Public House, 528 Front Street, Key West. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Salancha.
This is Ollie North for 4-Star Rentals. 4-Star Rentals is the most complete rental store in the Keys. They can provide rental equipment for every do-it-yourself project from your house to your yard. Bobcats, chippers, chainsaws, and tile saws, you name it, they have it. They also deliver throughout the Keys. That's 4-Star Rentals. Mile marker 4.5 on Stock Island. These guys are really good. That's 4-Star Rentals. Go see them soon.
Check us out. What Colonel Ollie North says is absolutely true. We're locally owned and operated. We offer a fleet of delivery trucks for fast all-in-one delivery. 4-Star Rentals is the oldest tool rental and party store in the Florida Keys. We make it easy to get that job done for that party or very special event. We're located at mile marker 4.5 in Key West, or just call us and we'll come to you. 4-Star Rentals, 294-7171. That's 294-7171. Remember, Colonel Ollie North never lies.
Hello, I'm Renee. My husband Steve and I own Caribbean Marine Canvas of Key West. We are a custom marine upholstery shop that recovers any type of cushion, even those luxury captain's chairs. We make biminis, sunshades, awnings, and those specialized tiki walls. Wow, even hard glass enclosures, any color or fabric you desire. We can complete your project to match your look. Removing, reinstalling, or just picking up items, not a problem for Caribbean Marine Canvas. A truly custom shop who cares about you and your ideas. I will personally guarantee your satisfaction, and I mean that. We have expert craftsmen who pay attention to extreme detail. All of us here at Caribbean Marine Canvas want you to be happy. I will come to you to truly understand your project, and I'll be on time every time. Visit our website, CaribbeanMarineCanvas.com, or stop by and say hello on Stock Island, across from Ocean's Edge Resort and Marina, Key West. Phone 305-432-6542. That's 305-432-6542.
Good morning, Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. No major incidents being reported up and down US 1 right now as we enter into Easter weekend. And we're going to say good morning to County Administrator Christine Hurley with Monroe County. Good morning to you, Christine.
Good morning, Michael, and to the listeners.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here. Well, the county has been in the news relative to the city of Key West. A lot of talk about the transfer of control, ownership, and the like of Higgs Beach to the city of Key West. Looks like that is going to move forward, as the city commission did vote 5-2 in favor of that move. So what happens now?
Yeah, they did vote for that, and we're really happy because we think it is the right thing for the citizens. And it's important that local governments that are closest to geographic areas handle and plan for that, right? So it was our only park left in a city. And the next steps are our board will consider the agreement that Key West just voted in favor of on April 15th. Then there are a series of items that have to go back to the Key West Commission and some that go to our board, namely the tenants that are there. Their leases will be assigned to Key West. Then the funding that goes with the park will all start moving into Key West. So within the agreement that was approved, there are different items and that have to occur literally through the beginning of next fiscal year. So all the way through October, we'll be working on items related to that transfer.
Well, that'll create a little extra work, but when that is all said and done, it will be overseen by the city of Key West. That is Higgs Beach. As you said, it does reside right in the parameters and property lines of city of Key West. So there's some sensical reasons for doing this, obviously. Mooring balls. Let's talk about that. Mooring fields finally moving forward there.
Yes. On the April 15th agenda, we will have a settlement agreement between the county and the plaintiff that has been challenging our DEP permit for the mooring field near Wisteria Island that we call Man-O-War Mooring Field.
Okay.
That has been literally held up for a couple years already by that challenge. So we worked with the challenger and have agreed to phase in the mooring balls in a certain way and limit a little bit the maximum number we can put there. It's so important that we get this accomplished because right now you've got boats in that area as well as Boca Chica, where we have a second mooring field we're working on that have been there forever. They don't really have adequate anchors. They use things like engines to hold themselves down that damage seagrass. So we're really looking forward to getting these projects started. Brittany Bertner, she is the staff person that's been leading this effort, along with many others that help her. But April 15th, she's going to have a presentation before the board. We thought it was very appropriate to do that with the settlement agreement that'll be on the agenda so that our board and the public can be updated on, you know, how long it's going to take, what are the next steps. We do have other permits we still have to obtain, and then we can get started on construction. So the one mooring field will be near Wisteria. The other one is in the Boca Chica Basin. We have a shoreside piece of property there that we are working on building, you know, restrooms, showers, an office for the person that's going to manage that mooring field. And we're going to include a little an apartment on top of that office. Hopefully that will help us attract a great person that'll manage the facility. So there's a lot of work to be done, but huge step toward improving water quality and cleaning up our nearshore waters, which, as you know very well, is pretty much some of our main goals we continue to strive for down here.
Christine Hurley is Monroe County Administrator on Good Morning Keys. So with this settlement agreement then, do we have an approximate number of how many mooring balls will be made available eventually at Wisteria, for example?
Yes. 60 will be made available out of the box, and then the plaintiff has a couple years to figure out whether or not he can pretty much get any type of agreement with the federal government to utilize part of Wisteria for whatever use. And if that doesn't happen, we can add another 17. So there will be in total 77 mooring balls.
And is that adequate to, handle the demand out in that area?
We think it is. We've done inventories throughout time, and we know that about half of the boats that are moored out there now on anchors or whatever is being used to hold them down are storage. So people will literally just park their boat out in the water and, you know, they don't live in it and they don't use it daily. So those are not really counted in what we consider need to provide for those that are either transitioning by boat through Key West, or, as a lot of people know, some of it is workforce housing. So there are a lot of people that live on their boats and they, you know, provide work force for our businesses. So We think it's adequate. We really think there were about 40 to 50 that are more the workforce category, and look forward to figuring that out as we bring those online.
And once this is completed, will there be a requirement for those to rotate off of mooring locations? There had been talk about a 90-day kind of term limit.
Correct. So once the balls are in place, within 10 miles of that mooring field, you cannot anchor out for longer than 90 days in one location. That makes sense to us because, like I said, some people don't even have real anchors, and they are doing things on the sea bottom that is really not good for our environment. So hopefully this will provide an affordable way for people to moor correctly. And then they'll have access to showers and shoreside facilities. And then the people that don't choose to go on the mooring balls, they do need to be able to move around, and they are not able to anchor permanently in one location.
And will this then be a first come, first serve basis? Or will it be some kind of reservation system? How might that work?
Usually it's like a license or tenant agreement. We're going to model really what we've been doing is looking at how Key West handles their mooring field agreements and Marathon. And we'll kind of use the same kind of agreements that they use. I don't know if it'll be first come, first serve. I do kind of think it'll be the first person to sign the agreement and, pay the reservation fees or however we set that up. So, yeah. It's
all in the name
exciting.
of stewardship of the environment, as well as trying to provide other even workforce housing alternatives for
Exactly.
people in Monroe County. And then about how many mooring balls do we expect at Boca Chica? I know we've been talking about that project for quite some time.
I'm going from memory, but I think around 40.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that will make a difference. I do see that county offices are closed for today. I didn't realize I was calling you into work on a day off, so I apologize.
I'm
for that.
sitting here having my coffee. It's Good Friday, and I'm actually very excited for today just to gather my thoughts and, do some personal things. But we're very busy. Budgets were due this past week to all of us, so we're going into budget season, and I'm sure our next discussion will likely be about that and some of the bills that we are following that were passed by the legislature related to budget. So
Yes.
there's a lot going on actually, and we're going to go into high gear very soon.
Yeah, still watching the property tax discussions, et cetera, which may or may not see the light of day. We'll see when the legislature comes back. But all of those pending decisions could have impacts upon us. And I know the county is busy trying to figure out how to anticipate those types of challenges if they occur.
Yeah, for sure. There was a bill that actually passed related to local government spending. And it requires us to do our budget differently, including annually a 10% proposed budget decrease analysis. So that's going to be different for us. It's not effective until next budget year. Thank goodness they gave us time. But we're going to go ahead and start working toward that formula because that's where we're going to have to go in the future. The property tax, as you already mentioned, we're all nail biting on that. And we've still got State Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, that we're evaluating. They published a report in January. Basically, when you read the report, you can see what they deem as wasteful spending. So we're still applying that concept to how we're evaluating our budget. And because of property tax potential changes, this will be different too this year. We're going to tell our board the cost of mandatory services, because no matter what, we have laws where we're required to do certain things. And if we have to strip down to bare bones budget, we need to solidify what that is and get everybody, in the same mindset on what is the minimum services a county government has to provide?
That will be a full-fledged discussion in the future, I am sure, and there's plenty of questions that we will try to answer going forward. But with that, I'm going to let you get back to your cup of coffee and your contemplative mood on your day off, I hope.
All right. You have a great weekend and Easter.
Thank you. You do the same, Christine, to you and your family. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
Bye now. Christine Hurley, County Administrator, Monroe County, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. We'll be back with more Good Morning Keys in a moment.
Let's talk trash. I'm Taylor Conrath, and my family's been taking care of your family's trash for years. In fact, we've operated Marathon Garbage Service and kept the Middle Keys clean since my great-grandpa, John Conrath, founded the company in 1950. That's a lot of years talking trash and hauling trash. And these days, we take care of your family's recyclables in addition to commercial and residential waste removal. The Conrath family and our entire team of great employees takes pride in keeping our community clean, from the north end of the 7 Mile Bridge to Craig Key. Now it's my generation of Conraths working together with my grandfather and my dad to continue the tradition and commitment started in 1950 at Marathon Garbage Service. The Conrath family is always there for your family. If you need to talk trash, just call us at 305-743-5165. That's 305-743-5165. Or visit us at 4290 Overseas Highway in Marathon and online at marathongarbageservice.com.
Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold delicious ground coffee always brewing and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now Old Town Bakery features spinach, mushroom feta quiche, and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in-store with 24 hours advance notice. And this Easter, Old Town Bakery has a special treat, the pistachio cream croissant, drizzled with white and dark Dubai chocolate and sprinkled with pistachios. This delightful taste treat is available in-store this Saturday and Easter Sunday and will also be available for pickup on Easter Sunday by pre-ordering online or in-store Saturday. You can also give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in-store. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com. You know Hawks Cay Marina is renowned for their quick access to world-class fishing grounds, as well as waterfront dining, bars, spa experiences, and family-friendly adventures. But on the first of the month, Hawks Cay Marina transforms from a fishing paradise to the best waterfront party in the Middle Keys. Join Hawks Cay Resort Friday, April 3rd from 5 to 9 p.m. for the kickoff of their first Friday on the Promenade. Local vendors will be on hand with wonderful items for purchase. Enjoy delicious food and ice-cold beverages while taking in live music from Riptide Riot, performing live from 5 to 9 p.m. with a high-energy rock show straight from the Key West music scene. Enter to win a half-day fishing charter and Turtle Box Ranger. All raffle proceeds go to Forgotten Felines of the Florida Keys, who provide compassionate care to homeless and abandoned cats. Live music, tasty food, cold beverages, and local vendors. What more could you ask for? Join Hawks Cay Marina the first Friday of the month from 5 to 9 p.m. beginning April 3rd for First Friday on the Promenade. And for more information about Hawks Cay Resort, visit hawkskay.com.
This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And Good Morning Keys, Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys, a busy Good Friday morning to you. We did have a disabled vehicle up near Tavernier, and we will look for that information as well. Hopefully that will not affect the travel of our next guest. It is Holly Merrill Rashine. She is Commissioner, former state legislator, on Good Morning Keys. Good morning to you, Commissioner.
Good morning, Michael. Happy Good Friday. Happy Passover. Happy Easter. Happy spring. It's a glorious day in the Keys. Windy.
Yes,
Windy
it
day.
is. It is all of the above, though, and I hope that you will have a terrific Easter with you and your family as well. I know that you've got a limited amount of time. Hopefully you're able to take the day off and enjoy family time here on this Good Friday. County offices are closed for today. We'll make that reminder. I was speaking with Christine Hurley just a few moments ago when we started talking about budgeting. We did cover the mooring fields and what's happening with updates there, but we started talking about the budget. It turned into, it could be a pretty extended discussion with the state legislature still not having passed a budget, though. We're once again guessing if and what and how much we may have to trim from our own county budget.
Yes, so that's so funny. I was thinking about and that was top of the list. So we're all kind of in a holding pattern, which is fine. You know, it's part of the legislative process. We've seen this before. We've been to the dance.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big year. It's an election year, so I know folks want to get their business done in Tallahassee so they can get back and be in their communities. So sending some good vibes to the House and the Senate. Our state representative Jim Mooney is doing an amazing job, and as is our senator, and they know our priorities. I think we're wrong with the stewardship funds, but I think the looming question is, other than redistricting, is the property tax reform. So I'm sure you talked about that. I know our budget team on the county side is they're putting preliminary numbers together so that we can, when we get the go, we can move forward and get our work done.
Yeah, even aside from the property tax possibilities of drastically reducing revenue, maybe up to $35 million if that were to happen. The other issue then is the ambiguity caused by some of the continuing DOGE efforts on the part of the state. I don't want to disparage the state, especially since you served us as a state legislator for many years. However, it does create a lot of uncertainty when it is so subjective as to what state administrators can deem as necessary or not.
Yes, and we saw our CFO, Blaise Ngolia, come out. I think it was an article yesterday, day before, that he said, property tax reforms like the governor is supporting and people are talking about may not happen.
Mm-hmm.
It may be too late. And, the thoughtful process that we all want to see in Tallahassee where, debated, that may not flesh out. So if I were up there, I'd prefer to wait, but that may not be the case. But again, we are down here. We're able to bob and weave. We did some really hard work, if you recall, last year on our finances locally. I think we did, and I'm sure there's some areas that we could improve. We've got to, talk about essential services, and you talk about an ad valorem tax. I don't want to call it play money or fun money. It's not that. It's the flexible money that, those precious taxpayer dollars that we use to fix our parks and beaches, our roads, things like that. So it's not like we're, maybe some other counties around the state are wasteful. I would not call our spending wasteful whatsoever.
No. Commissioner Holly Merrill Rashine, District 5, Commissioner Monroe County, former state representative on Good Morning Keys. And we had done a lot of trimming, especially last year, as you just said. But from what we understand, there are still meetings happening at the county level trying to find out where else we would cut if we're forced to do so by state mandate. And we just went through this process. I can't imagine there's a lot of fat left.
There isn't. We are actually a lean, mean fighting machine. And, our department heads are doing as much as they can, working hard, trying to crunch those numbers. We've got a fantastic team of people who work for our county, and we don't want to hurt our own economy by not having those people serve our community. So we have to be very careful and very deliberative on those decisions.
Yeah, well, they're keeping it interesting, and we have yet to determine what may be necessary, if at all, but it's apparent that we've already gone through our fiscal responsibility phase, and that continues. But we'll see what we are faced with when the legislature does reconvene. And again, I know you have a very busy morning to get to and a busy Easter weekend. I do want to make a quick note that the last spring free tire recycling event happens this Saturday, Garden Glow Up as well. You can find out more about that from the county, but that is happening. Key Largo Transfer Station, Long Key Transfer Station, Cudjoe Transfer Station as well. Saturday, April 4th, 8 a.m. to noon. So that is also a good thing.
That's awesome, Michael. Thank you so much for that plug. And I hope that everybody will, take advantage of that. It'll be a minute. And, those tires, they're an eyesore. They're also a collector of water and mosquito larvae. So let's get rid of those. We'll be able to dispose of those for our and it is gardening time. So happy spring.
Well, and you are the author of the stewardship dollars that come our way, luckily still. So I know you're always a great steward of the environment. So I did want to mention that. But I also know that you have to get on your existing tires and hit the road here pretty quickly. So anything else you'd like to mention before we let you go?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank the city of Key West. It's been, and our county team, we were able to convey Higgs Beach to the city. And I think that was a good move. I hope they'll be proud to own that beautiful piece of property. And it's just kind of funny, back in the day, things were done a little differently in the Keys, in Florida, wherever. And we really honed in on, I just kind of wanted to highlight our relationships with the municipalities and how proud I am that we are able to work together, make sure that everybody is comfortable with the arrangement, whether it's Higgs Beach or something else. And I hope that we're going to see a lot more collaboration and communication amongst our municipalities in the future. Again, the landscape of government and governing is changing. We see that, well, that happens all the time anyways, but we're really seeing it in a big way now, and I hope that partnership will grow stronger and continue.
Yeah, I think it will. And speaking of collaboration, of course, you represent District 5 currently. Your former boss, Ron Saunders, is up there very actively at the helm as the manager, of course, in Islamorada as well. So those relationships and that that experience continues. As he lends his background and his skills to that. And I'm sure you collaborate with him on a pretty regular basis in that district.
Yes, and it makes me so proud that we all want the same thing. We want the best for the Florida Keys. We may have different ideas how we get there, but I think at the end of the day, all of us public servants want what our residents want, and they want the best for the Florida Keys. And as long as we can have open dialogue and discussions, and again, we're not always going to agree. We stave off the food fights and things like that. We're all going to be a lot better off.
Well, I would encourage all to understand and realize the true intentions of our policymakers and our leaders, such as yourself and Ron and others, always with the best interest of our county, our home, and our residents in mind. I have complete confidence in that. And sometimes we arrive at it in different ways, but ultimately I think that is at the heart of at least current leadership right now. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Michael. And then something I just wanted to highlight that we've been spending a lot of time on at the county level is setting up the process by which, and I'm sure you've talked to Christine about this, the MSPU, what is that, Municipal Tax Benefit Unit?
Oh, yes.
I may have messed up on the acronym there.
We didn't mention it today, but we've talked about it previously, so please continue.
Good. So we are moving forward in that process. The last commission meeting, we spoke about financial hardships. How do we handle our residents that may be lower on the income scale? They may be seniors, they may be disabled veterans. How do we make sure that they are still served while at the same time not being too burdensome on the rest of their neighbors, the rest of the residents? So that has been a really, really cool discussion. Of course, it's not, but government kind of moves at the pace of molasses, unfortunately. And for people like you and me who might have shorter, patience. Well, actually, you're probably way more patient than I am. It is going to take a while. We've got to notice it and have public hearings and things like that. And that's part of the process. But I'm very, very eager to move forward with that process. We've seen it work in is it Collier County or no, Lee County, I think is what
I think so.
I know it's over there in the West. Yeah. Lee County, and they've been incredibly successful. So I'm hoping we'll be able to get that off the ground sooner than later.
Yes. Well, you also have extensive experience in finance and the corporate world, et cetera. So the rate of progress there, that things move versus your other hat in the government sector must be in a state of conflict from time to time. But yes, I understand that.
Yeah.
So anyway, Holly, I know that you've got a busy schedule. You always have the final say as far as anything else we need to get out. But if we've covered it for now, we'll let you get on your way.
I think we're good. Again, just happy, beautiful, blessed weekend to all of your listeners. I know there's a lot of traveling going on. Hope everybody is safe, and we're going to kick off this spring in a big way in the fabulous Florida Keys.
Yes. Well, my best to you and your son and your entire family. Happy Easter to you, and thank you so much for all that you do to serve our community, and we will talk to you soon.
You got it, Michael.
All right. Thank you. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
It is Holly Merrill Shine. She is Commissioner District 5, former state legislator on Good Morning Keys. And again, we did have a disabled vehicle up in the Tavernier area. No further comments on that, so that may have cleared off already. And speaking of, also we had mentioned earlier the Dade Monroe Express when we were talking with Maureen Dunleavy. And again, keep in mind that you can try that for free. You'll be hearing more about that. But the opportunity to go back and forth to the mainland with very consistent and frequent trips for whatever your need might be. It is the Dade Monroe Express. You can just Google that and find out more how you can take advantage of that and try it for free. Many people do rely on that on a daily basis. It's Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. We are back in a moment.
Good morning, dear. Breakfast almost ready?
In a minute. So did you happen to call someone about spalling repair for the house?
You know what? I knew I forgot something yesterday.
Honey, you know how important spalling repair is, especially here in the Keys. If that spalling damage gets any worse...
Don't worry. I'll call Design Center in Marathon.
When?
Today.
How about now?
Okay, dear. Now.
Design Center, the most efficient spalling contractor in the Keys, providing the fastest results. With over 40 years combined experience in spalling repair and a member of the International Concrete Repair Institute, Design Center can handle the largest jobs to small structures. They also handle quite a number of condominium and county projects. Mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair. Visit DesignCenterFL.com or call 305-735-4042. Design Center, 6677 Overseas Highway Marathon. License number CGC 1523838. Remember, mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair from Design Center.
Hey folks, Stephen Bender here at Keys Auto Center. It's Chevy and GMC Truck Month. We have the largest inventory of new Silverado and Sierra trucks we've ever had. More selection, more trims, more options than ever before. And every in-stock new Chevy and GMC truck is backed by our local deal match guarantee. So come see the people you know, like, and trust on the Boulevard or KeysAutoCenter.com. We've got the key.
Do you want a reliable, fast, and convenient way to travel between the mainland and the Keys? The Dade Monroe Express is your solution. Service runs early morning through late evening, 7 days a week. Whether you're commuting or just visiting, Dade Monroe Express has got you covered. And the best part? You can try it for free. Visit trytransitfree.com and select Dade Monroe Express. Don't wait. Discover a stress-free way to travel to and from the Keys. The Dade Monroe Express is operated by Miami-Dade Transit.
Hey, Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends. Really from Two Friends. So Maura and I were sitting at breakfast in the bar, listening to live music at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. She's about to enjoy some huevos rancheros and me shrimp and grits with fried oysters. Heart healthy. And Maura says, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It was perfect because we didn't move here because Key West is like a lot of other places. We moved here because it isn't like any other place on earth. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends, 512 Front Street in Old Town Key West or twofriends.com.
Join the Con Crawl and Pub Stroll on April 18th and enjoy libations at 8 iconic bars, including 801 Bourbon Bar, Docks and Duval, Hanks and Irish Kevin's, and take home a commemorative crawl tee. The fun continues at Salty Frogs after the crawl party, featuring live music, food, drink specials, and giveaways with proceeds benefiting the Conch Republic Military Forces. Visit ConchRepublic.com for a full schedule of events and tickets. The 44th Annual Conch Republic Independence Celebration, April 17th through the 26th. Brought to you by the Monroe County Tourist Development Council, DAC1, Conch Republic Military Forces, and Florida Keys Businesses.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Let's take a look here real quickly. We have that disabled vehicle still in Tavernier, southbound lane, causing some congestion in Tavernier on US 1. Also, a second disabled vehicle in the lower Keys, Summerlin Key area, And it is also southbound lane. That's causing some congestion as well. So please keep that in mind if you're going anywhere near those areas. Also, keep in mind that next Saturday, the 11th, is that it? Yep, the 11th, the 7 Mile Bridge run, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. 7 Mile Bridge will be closed for that 3-hour span for sure. You will not get across 7 Mile Bridge if you need to get to or from the Upper Keys and Miami, etc. Need to make other plans and plan ahead for that. We're going to say good morning to Maria Protopsaltis with Samuel's House. Good morning. Wonderful to talk to you. Maria, hi.
Good morning, Michael. It's wonderful to talk with you.
Yeah, it was great to see you just last week at Blue Marlin Jewelry. We were highlighting charitable organizations in our community there, had some lunch. I hope that you still made your flight, even though you took the time to visit with us.
Absolutely, of course. And I wouldn't miss it. I would do whatever it takes to get there. I really appreciate you thinking of Samuel's House. And it was also great to be in the company of some of our community partners. And it was also nice perusing Blue Marlin Jewelry as well.
Yeah, down on Caroline Street. They have a wonderful store there. They've been in the Upper Keys in Almirada for quite some time. We had some great lunch with Old Town Bakery as well. So we'll be doing more of those events, compliments of Blue Marlin Jewelry, highlighting charitable organizations such as yours in our community. And of course, there was a lot of highlighting going on with the Women of Integrity, Men of Valor dinner last week. So many worthy participants and individuals were recognized publicly, had the testimonies of some of your clients there, which are always uplifting and so moving. And a lot of community businesses and sponsors and individuals came together to make that happen.
Absolutely. So the first thing I wanted to discuss this morning, I wanted to take a moment to thank our incredible Key West community for making last Thursday's Women of Integrity and Men of Valor event so special. It was a beautiful evening, and it truly reflected the heart of this community, all the way from our sponsors and our donors to our board members, volunteers, and everyone who attended. Your support means more than words can express. And because of you, we did set a goal to raise we were given $50,000 with the challenge of a $50,000 match. And I'm happy to let the community know that because of you, we were able to meet that goal, and we're able to continue serving the women with children and families who rely on Samuel's House every day. We're deeply grateful, and we are honored to do this work alongside such generous and compassionate community.
Wow. So 50,000 and then a match. Oh my goodness. That is an incredible success story. And that alone is very, very heartwarming. Where people coming together, as you said, to help Samuel's House, help its mission to provide shelter, stability, and support for women with children, and intact families across the Florida Keys in several different facilities and in so many other ways as well. Maria Protopsaltis with us, Samuel's House. You can find out more at samuelshouse.org. But the fundraising need will continue, but we do it in a fun way. Miss Island Queen 2026, a drag extravaganza, all proceeds donated to Samuel's House. It is time to talk about this. It's going to be coming up, and you've got a meet and greet coming up too.
We sure do. So I've really taken to loving, it's not about my opinion, but the Miss Island Queen, because what a lot of people don't realize, it is a talent competition.
Yes.
So it's just a lot of fun. This is our 5th annual Miss Island Queen, and we are doing our kickoff party on April 6th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Hughes View, the studios of Key West. There are some tickets to join if you just give us a call, or go follow along on this. They have their own page. It's got quite the following. Miss Island Queen, I believe it's Miss Island Queen KW, but also our social media as well. And you're welcome to give us a call. We'll talk to you about the tickets, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's an opportunity Well, it celebrates the incredible group of contestants who are working hard to raise critical funds for women, children, and families in our community. And it's an opportunity, a fun opportunity, I'll say, because we will enjoy music by DJ Sonaris. We will have a Key Hall photo booth, and it'll be a lot of fun, with friends and supporters. And you'll have the opportunity to meet the contestants, take photos with the contestants. And when we say meet, like get to know them better, they also, each and every one of them will have their own schedule of events coming out, which Samuel's House will publish. But this is the kickoff. This is kind of where it all starts.
Yeah, it is. And that's coming up April 6th, 6 to 8 p.m. Hughes View, the View Top at the studios of Key West. And purchase tickets right at the Samuel's House website, samuelshouse.org. DJ Sonaris is going to be featured entertainment, it looks like. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And of course there'll be cocktails, there'll be mocktails, there'll be a lot of fun. It's just the kickoff. And when I mentioned the talent competition, this is one of my favorite components. And so each of the 6 contestants goes out with their coach, and they practice, they rehearse, they get outfits. But in addition to that, it's really about the contestant who raises the most funds. It is the one who wins. So there is a huge talent component, as well as on the big event, which is Monday, May 4th at the Key West Theater. Yeah. And those tickets for the show have not been released yet, but they will. And most of you who are following along will know when Kirby releases that. And of course, we'll be announcing that as well. But we just wanted to share a little bit more about Miss Island Queen, how much work, energy, and effort it goes into it. There's because again, so many moving parts, but it's a lot of fun. And also it's really cool to get to know more people, more very talented and kind, compassionate people in our community. So come on out, support them. If you can't make an event, you can always go to our website, and there's a page for the 2026 Miss Island Queen. Each of the contestants are listed there, and you're welcome to make a donation there as well.
Yep, absolutely. Well, again, Miss Island Queen, the kickoff party, Monday, April 6th, 6 to 8. All proceeds from Miss Island Queen 2026 go directly to Samuel's House, providing temporary housing, food, and support to homeless individuals in our community. The shelter is staffed by dedicated volunteers who do work tirelessly to ensure that the guests have a safe and comfortable place to stay. What a wonderful mission it is, and it has done so much good in our community. That is Samuel's House for helping those less fortunate in our community, some of whom we heard from last Thursday as well. Maria Protopsaltis with us on Good Morning Keys. So you've got a busy time ahead as you get ready for Miss Island Queen.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But
all right.
You know what? We love the cause. We signed up for it, so we love it. We do it with passion, and we're just happy to be here. We're happy to be serving.
Well, you are, and thank you. You are always so optimistic and so uplifting. Just being around you, and what the work that you and all that Samuel's House do in our community is uplifting for so many. Go to samuelshouse.org to learn more. Well, with that, Maria, we should let you get on with your Easter weekend. Anything else we should mention, though, at this point?
Just thank you so much, Michael, and thank you so much to our community. We are very, I can't say it enough, we're eternally grateful for you and your support.
Well, thank you for all that you do once again. Maria, have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk soon. Have a blessed Easter.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Bye now. Maria Protopsaltis with us. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. Speaking of Easter, let's see. I'm going to grab a note here real quickly as I move back in front of the microphone because I wanted to make sure I got this right. It is Old Town Bakery, corner of Eaton and Grinnell and Key West. They are doing something special for Easter. I was talking to somebody who doesn't like chocolate or can't eat a lot of chocolate. They can eat some. This seems tailor-made for them. It is a pistachio croissant, and we'll be talking about that more, but is available at the Old Town Bakery, Key West. And where did I have that described? Anyway, there it is, pistachio cream croissant. How's that sound? Absolutely. Well, it is drizzled with just the right amount of white and dark chocolate sprinkled with pistachios, and that chocolate is Dubai chocolate, but filled with delectable pistachio cream. How about that croissant? Okay, well, maybe I've interested you. If not, you should go see it for yourself and try it as well. It's available Saturday and Sunday of this weekend, limited edition only, at the Old Town Bakery, corner of Eaton and Grinnell. You can pick it up in the store. If you want to pre-order for Sunday pickup and have some to take home, please do pre-order on Saturday in store or online at oldtownbakeryqs.com, and then you can pick up your order on Sunday. But it is for Easter, the spectacular pistachio cream-filled croissant drizzled with white and dark Dubai chocolate sprinkled with pistachios, available for a limited time, Saturday and Sunday at Old Town Bakery. Go to oldtownbakerykeywest.com to pre-order for Sunday or pick up yours, available in stores Saturday and Sunday only of this Easter weekend. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Going to join Glenn Beck here momentarily, and always have local, state, national news at least every half hour. Breaking news at once. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys.